Right here, I have this 6-quart digital air fryer with a probe. I'm gonna go ahead and open this up and show you everything it comes with before we try it out. I have everything laid out here that came inside the box besides the user manuals, which I feel like the user manuals are very helpful. For example, there's a little temperature chart here that gives an example of what the safe temperature is for each of these items to be cooked at. And these are actually presets on the actual machine here, but it does have it all written out for you, which is really nice. So let's start with the actual air fryer itself. As you can see from the side, it has a little bit of a tilted design on the top. That way I feel like it makes it so much easier to see the top of the air fryer, especially if you have this underneath a cabinet, for example. And then you can pull this out really easily. You can see how large the inside of this is. I love that this is 6 quarts. That way you can use this for so many more items. What's currently in here is the fry basket, and to release that, you're just gonna push this little piece forward on the handle and then lift up. And you can see this is what the fry basket looks like. It has this little wire mesh on the bottom and some of these holes on the side. And then this is the base of the actual air fryer piece itself that all of these different pieces are going to fit into. And then it just clicks right back into place. So some of the pieces that actually go inside of this air frying basket is this fry pan divider right here. And this does have these little silicone pieces on the edges to keep it nicely in place. So all you're gonna do is to fit this down in the middle of your air frying basket. And there's little wedges on each side that kind of keep it into place as well. So you can see there's this nice little divider. That way, if you wanted to air fry your vegetables on one side and your protein on the other side, you could easily do that in one take. I do want to note that this fry pan basket net on the bottom is removable so that you can clean it a lot easier that way. So the nice thing about this set is it does come with multiple different pieces. As you can see right here, we have a non-stick grill pan. So this is going to be used for anything that you would grill on your barbecue, for example. If you're going to grill vegetables or salmon or steak, something like that, this is the piece that you would use. And you're just going to fit it in the same way because it does have the little handle on it. You can see it just clicks right into place. It just elevates this grill pan a lot higher up so that it's next to the heat source. Another piece that this comes with is this stainless steel reversible rack. So you can use it this way, which elevates your item just a little bit. For example, if you're cooking a roast or something like that, that you need it to be sitting outside of its oils, this would be the perfect place to use it. Or you can use it this way if you have something like a baked potato that you want a little bit higher to the heating element. You could do this as well. Or if you're cooking shrimp, something like that, you could use this side as well. So you can see you just fit this in inside right here. Whatever way is going to work best for what you're needing it for. And then right here, we also have this non-stick baking pan. This is gonna be perfect not only for baking things, but this is gonna also be perfect for cooking something like a lasagna. So you just fit this right down in here. This pack also came with a little breakfast kit. So it has everything that you need to be able to air fry a complete breakfast. One of the things is this toaster rack right here. It has 3 different levels, so you can easily toast a few different pieces of toast at one time. So you can just set this right down in here. This also comes with a bacon rack. This is also stainless steel. What you are gonna do is you're gonna put your raw bacon in here and hang it on these little pieces right here. And then you set it in your air fryer in this like A-shape formation so that your bacon can cook nice and evenly. Then this set also comes with these silicone egg liners. It does come with 6 of them, and it is nice that it has this little fill line right here about halfway to the top. And these being silicone, you could use these for both muffins, you can use it for egg bites, you can use it for so many different things. And the nice thing is that you can just pop them right out, and it makes them easy to clean as well. Then lastly, as far as accessories, we do have this little probe that it comes with. Something that I think is really neat about using this probe is you can actually plug in this probe, stick it in the chicken, for example, that you're cooking in the air fryer, and you can actually set up here. After clicking probe and setting your set temperature, this will continue to cook your chicken until it reaches that specific temperature, and then it will be done. So I feel like that takes all of the guesswork out of cooking. I think that's a really cool feature. So before we try out cooking with this air fryer, I just wanted to show you what some of these different buttons look like. Obviously right here we have the temperature settings where you can adjust them higher or lower, as well as the timing settings. This is the on and off button and the start and pause. We have a warming feature. You can select the wattage that you use. All right, let's go ahead and go through some of these different functions. Obviously right here are the buttons to adjust the temperature setting, and then we have the buttons right here to adjust the timer setting. We have our on and off button right here, and then we have our start and pause button. If you're going to remove the fry basket, for example, you're gonna wanna push that pause button first. There are 9 different levels of grilling, but this is the grilling button that you're going to select if that's how you're going to be using it. Right here is the preheat button if you need to get the air fryer up to a certain temperature before inserting your food. This stage button right here is actually gonna allow you to cook one item at different temperatures during the process of cooking it. For example, you can add 5 different stages if you wanna cook something really hot to start with and then have a cooler temperature maybe towards the end. That would be a perfect option for that. This sear button right here is just going to put this at a high heat, which is defaulted at 5 minutes. This warm button is actually going to keep your food warm after it's finished being cooked if you're not quite ready to serve it yet. This program button right here, this is going to represent the memory entry. So essentially you have 100 different preset options that it does have in the user manual. It does have some of them written right here on the actual air fryer, but then slots 101 through 150 are actually for your own unique program. So if you have something that you like to cook all the time and you know exactly how you like the presets, you can definitely program that in, which I think is really handy. Now that we went over some of these different functions, I'm gonna go ahead and use this and I'll show you how I use it. Now that we went over all the things that this comes with and how it works, I'm gonna go ahead and show you how I use it this week. So what I'm going to be cooking in this air fryer today is actually just some frozen chicken breasts. I wanted to do something really plain and simple so that I can see how well this works. I have the base right here and I have the grill plate, so I'm just gonna click this right in. I already have everything washed up and ready to go. All right, now that that is clicked into place, I'm just following the general recipe in the little recipe booklet that it comes with. And so for starters, I'm going to set the temperature to 400 by turning it on and setting the temperature up to 400. And now I'm gonna set the timer for 15 minutes. And now we're gonna let this preheat. And now I'm gonna push this start pause button to get it started preheating. Okay, so I just have 1 frozen chicken breast right here. I'm just gonna spray it with oil. Obviously you can use whatever you have. And I'm gonna do that to both sides. And now I'm just gonna put some seasoning on it. You can just use salt or salt and pepper if you'd like. I have some salt and garlic and herb seasoning. I'm gonna check back in once the temperature is preheated to 400. All right, this just beeped ready, so I'm ready to put the chicken inside the air fryer. So I just pressed probe in there. Now I'm going to put the chicken breast on the grill plate, and I'm gonna put a little bit of oil on here first. All right, now we're gonna close it. Now that I do have the probe in there and it is reading the internal temperature of the chicken, I am going to press probe and just make sure that the temperature is set to 160 degrees. So you can see right here, I set the probe to 160, so now it will know exactly when it gets to that temperature. Okay, I did want to note that I actually just opened this up and I reinserted the probe in the thickest part of the chicken breast just to make sure that the temperature is going to be 165 degrees all the way throughout. So I'm going to continue to let this warm up until the probe reaches 160 degrees Fahrenheit. All right, so this just beeped saying that it has ended, meaning that the probe temperature has reached 160 degrees Fahrenheit. So now I'm going to remove the chicken and let it sit for about 5 minutes just to let it rest and finish cooking those last 5 degrees. Ooh, that looks really good. All right, so I just put this meat thermometer in here since this is rested for a couple of minutes, and it does say it's at 168 about degrees Fahrenheit, so it is cooked all the way through. I feel like just from looks alone, granted this is just a plain chicken breast, it does have some of the grill lines on the bottom, and you could definitely flip this if you do want more grill marks as well, or if it's something that you just want to cook on both sides in that way. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and cut this open and see what it looks like. Okay, nice. That looks really good. I love that it still looks tender and juicy on the inside, but nice and crispy on the outside here. So you can see what that looks like, and it smells really good. Overall, I love how easy this is to use. I love all of the different preset functions it has in here. It lays out the instructions in the instruction manual, as well as all of the different recipe options. It just lays them out really nice and easily. That way anybody can understand how to use them. I definitely want to use this in some of the different ways, using some of the different appliances that it comes with.